Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today we're gonna make a super cool toy cannon. Let's get into it. With all the furniture we flip, occasionally we come across pieces that are just not savable. And as of late, we've been coming across a lot of tables that are totally trashed, and I've been saving the legs. Now, I could just batch out a couple new tables and flip them, but every time I see these legs, I'm imagining something else. Do you see it? Now tell me that doesn't look just like the barrel of a cannon. We have an extra spongy head that we can attach to our sander for sanding odd-shaped objects just like this. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. A while back I picked up some pallets from Home Depot made from rough cut lumber. I decided to use some of it for the base of the cannon. Because the wood was so rough, I cleaned up the area where the pieces will join together so the joint will be nice and tight. I didn't make any plans, I just had a general idea of what I wanted the cannon to look like. I made sure to pre-drill the holes for the screws on the base with a Forstner bit so I could fill the holes with dowels later. I wanted the base to be pretty rough looking, so I only did a very light sanding on all the pieces. I used a piece of cedar fence picket to make some wheels, re-drilling the centers to fit the size dowel that I had on hand. After lightly sanding the wheels, I assembled the axles. I added some large flat washers as spacers to make sure the wheels would spin freely without rubbing on the base. From there, I moved to the part I dreaded the most, trying to drill all the way through the barrel. I started on both ends with a 1/2 inch Forstner bit. Then I pulled out a super long auger bit that I had purchased for another job. Eventually I made it all the way through, but not before punching through the side. Before moving on, I filled the punch out with a dowel and cut it clean on the bandsaw. To enlarge the bore of the barrel, I started with a Forstner bit and then moved on to a large spade bit with an extension. To make the firing mechanism, I cut a piece of 1-inch dowel and drilled out the center with a 1/2-inch Forstner bit and attached a 1/2-inch dowel. I slid a spring onto the 1/2-inch dowel and slid the whole thing into the barrel. After cutting the dowel to length, I drilled out the center of a large wooden bead and glued it onto the end of the 1/2-inch dowel to keep the dowel from springing back up into the barrel. I used some more 1/2-inch dowel to make pivot points on either side of the barrel. I picked up some 1/2-inch pipe clamps and painted them to use for the assembly. I applied a dark stain to the base and wheels, and because I left the surface so rough, I needed to apply the stain with the chip brush. For the barrel, I used a gray gel stain. Once everything was dry, assembly went pretty quick. Alright, our cannon is completely assembled and ready to go, and I gotta tell you, this thing looks legit. It is awesome looking. I can't wait to try it out. So let's go. For ammo, we're gonna use more of these wooden beads because I have like 100 of them. And for the target, we're gonna use the target that I made for the batarangs and for the slingshot. Let's see how this thing works. Ready to go. Alright, as you can see, it's not really powerful, but this thing is a lot of fun and it looks super cool. If I was a kid, I would love having one of these. Let's go over a few of the details real quick. Starting with the firing mechanism. Now, I had to take apart the firing mechanism off camera because the spring was way too tight and I just couldn't get a lot of pullback on it. So I took that spring out and replaced it with 3 very light duty springs, and now it works much, much better. Also, I'm really happy with this stain color that I found to use for the barrel. It has that nice metal look for the barrel, but you can still see the wood grain through it really well, so you can see that the whole thing's made out of wood. It just has a really nice look to it. As far as the clips that hold the barrel on, I know that the barrel slides back and forth, but the clips are close enough together that it can't actually slide out, and I really didn't want to put anything in here. You know, you could put like a little finish nail or something to keep it from sliding back and forth, but it really doesn't bother me, and I just didn't want anything extra on it. Altogether, this project was a lot of fun to make and to try to figure out everything, and I think it came out really cool looking. We work on a new project every week, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And let me know in the comments below what you thought of this project, or if you've done something similar. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you very much for watching. Be safe. and have a great day.